Welcome back to Midpoint, everybody. Also, let's welcome back former presidential candidate and Congressman Dr. Ron Paul joining us today. Dr. Paul, I just want to go back one last thing on what we were talking about with regard to secession here. Isn't this more about people in the United States showing a complete and utter lack of satisfaction with what's happening in Washington right now, and maybe this is the best way to send it to them because nothing else seems to work?
You mean to talk about
to talk about seceding?
You know, I think so. I mean, if everybody were content, you wouldn't have 25% of the American people saying, hey, maybe breaking up is a better thing to do. So, yes, I think it is. But there's a lot of reasons for that, and the current administration hasn't done much to help alleviate some of those problems we have. I mean, we have economic problems. We have a third of our people are unemployed. We have constant wars and looking for new wars going on. We know the finances are very bad. Our educational system is in shambles, and people think in a smaller unit of government they can do better. So, yeah, I think you're right about that. The conditions, get people thinking about that. If it were, a perfect society and everybody's doing well, I don't even think the discussion would be out there.
In your opinion, have you ever seen, and many people will agree with this, a more detached leader, a more detached president of the United States, and certainly someone who is the leader of a large group of people, because in many ways he seems to simply not care?
Yeah, and that's a judgment one has to make, because I can't say that I know that is the case, but I would have to agree. When I look at them, and you see one clip in the news of serious problems around the world or our economy having problems, then all of a sudden see him driving around in a golf cart. It makes you wonder, is there really a connection there? So I think the image that we're getting isn't reassuring, that he's really on top of things.
As a doctor, how worried are you with the news we're hearing out of Dallas, an Ebola patient? What has transpired is they originally let him out of the hospital just with antibiotics. They didn't know where he was from. He didn't offer where he was from. Now we're getting word today that 5 students at 4 different schools have been in contact with this individual now. So it is no longer just one man in a hospital room somewhere. This is growing exponentially, and people are scared that our local hospitals and doctors don't have the wherewithal to find this and stop it before it becomes a disaster.
Well, I know there's a lot of reason to be concerned, and it's a serious problem, but in my lifetime, when we have been frightened by the so-called coming epidemics, most of them have never materialized. Now, this one may turn out to be a lot more serious, but we have been involved in this overseas, in West Africa, and it's been handled differently than ever before, and I think the panic is much greater than ever before. But, common sense should be able to handle this because they know what the virus is, they know how it is spread, and I think sometimes overreaction can become very dangerous as well.
Have we overreacted by sending troops overseas in order to deal with this?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, what does the military know about this? And they're all going to potential exposure. In that area of the world, they have frequently dealt with these epidemics, and they have a traditional way of doing this. If there's an epidemic going on, a lot of people are sick, nobody leaves the community, and nobody comes in, and nobody even reads about it. The other day, I read a story that once we started marching over there with people getting off helicopters in white clothes, and the people have become less cooperative because they're fearful. They don't know what's going on, except for a few tribal leaders. They say, oh, you know what? They're passing out money. So we're over there passing out money, and some tribal leaders are getting hundreds of thousands of dollars, and it's a total distraction.
Dr. Paul, I have to interrupt you because I only have 10 seconds left. Are you going to Are you going to run for president in 2016?
No.
Absolutely not, right?
Nope, not planning on it.
Okay, well, wait a minute. Hang on. You said not planning on it. Okay.
Well, I usually plan ahead. No intention. You won't hear of me. You won't even see my name on a ballot.
We got it right
I'm
here.
I'm not even going to run for Congress.
We're going to record this. We're going to play this Aranda here, too, just in case anything happens.
Yeah, he's been worrying about that.
Dr. Paul, thank you so much for joining us.
Okay, very good.
A pleasure. Take care. Stay with us. Midpoint continues.